All right, hello. This is to help you get started on just creating a Google Classroom for your students. So if you notice here, we have a whole bunch of different ones. How did we do that? So I created my slime locker room. I created all of the subplans. So how we create an actual classroom is if you go here to the plus sign where it says create or join, and then I would say create class. I'm not going to export data because we don't have any students on here yet, but we want to get it ready. So if I was to create a classroom, let's say Mrs. Myros. Oh, let's go with fifth grade classroom. And then here I could even put my room number, 608. It is all subjects. And then I would go ahead and I would click create. You do not have to fill all of those out exactly how they say it. But this is so your students can see your classroom. So if I go back to here, especially if you're middle school, high school, they're going to have 7 of those. Our elementary students are not going to have as many. But you can see right here, it's my name with their room. They may end up having a couple because they'll have specials as well. So it is nice to go ahead and put your name on there, your room number. You can put the time of your class. There's right here, if we look at Miss Elaine's old one, was her name, her period, and what time and day they had the class. So for middle high school, I would definitely add down here what period they have your class. That is very helpful. It's helpful for substitutes as they're entering your class. It's helpful for administration. It's helpful for your coaches so that we can go on and help you as well. So we know um, where to go. So please, high school, middle school, please add your period number. Your name is really helpful as well because then we know who it is, because your administrator and your coaches will also be invited onto your classroom. So we'll have a full list here. So if I wanted to create or if I just wanted to edit this one, right? So let's see. Sorry, I clicked the wrong button there. I'm going to edit. So let's say now I decided, hey, I'm social studies. I could be uh, sixth grade, period one. Sixth grade, period one. I like to put the name. Then if I save that, you can see Mrs. Myra, Social Studies, sixth grade, period one. So however you want to label it, just try to include all of those parts, the period, the grade level, and your name, and whatever your class it is in some sort of form. So the first 2 lines are what ends up showing up. So now that you've created your class, we're not going to add our students quite yet because we want to make sure that we have it all set. But I would say this weekend it would be a good time to start. If you look here, everything comes up. You have a class code. If you want to make that bigger, here you go. Now this is the code that all of the students on your first day of school, you could give them and they can type it in and add the class right there. You can copy an invite link. I recommend having them type it in right there in class for you as one of the procedures that you'll be doing during the day. Another way, you could go through and actually invite all of your students by clicking the plus button. And then let's say I have emails for all of my students. It's at student.slaminbee.org. Jillian is not a student, but that is exactly what it would look like. First name dot last name at student.mb.org, and those can be found on Infinite Campus if you want to invite them. I recommend waiting and having them insert the code on the first day, because each class period will have a different code. Once you're here, this is where we can start posting classwork and where you create it. So the difference here, we have all different sections: assignments, quiz assignments, questions, material. You can reuse a post that you've used before. The first step would say be topic. So let's say we have week one and the date. I'm one that prefers putting it in there by date because I feel it's easier for parents to go back and say, oh, well, you were absent on the 24th, so I'm going to be able to find work within this. A lot of times if you just put it by unit, sometimes our children or students don't know, oh, I was on unit 2 and here's my homework. So adding the dates makes it a little bit easier for students, families, and everybody else to actually find the work. So then if I was already onto week 3, 8:30 to say 9/3, I don't know if those dates are correct, but you can see I added the weeks. You don't want to do too many to confuse them. But as of right now, nobody could see these because there isn't anything published. It needs a topic in something inside the topic. So right now they couldn't see it anyway. But if I wanted them to and I was ready to create an assignment, this is something that they have to turn in. I would put back to school form, right? So if I was doing a back to school form and I wanted to type in instructions, please complete by the end of the day. And then if I created it in Google, I could go right to my Google Drive. Your most recent will come up. So if I wanted to input this assignment right here, let's say this is a form, I would click on it and I would insert. Or if I can't find it here, but it's in my drive, I would go to my drive and then I would pull up my form that I wanted to attach and click on that, and it automatically takes it as an assignment. From there, I would like to make sure that I say, okay, this is maybe ungraded. Maybe it's worth 10 points, 5 points, whatever it is. You make that decision here. When is it due? If it's due tomorrow, I click on there and I could put a time to actually have it due, say 11:59 at night. Then I want to make sure I put it under my right topic, which would have been week 1. I don't have a rubric with this one. That is a separate thing, but we could make sure to go over that as well. This is nice because it gives you, like, let's say you want to put it, if you're a middle school, high school teacher, and you want it in all of your classes, click, click, click all the way down, and that's going to let you put it in all of your classes all at once instead of having to continuously post it. Let's say this is just for certain students. You can actually click on here and pick the students for it to go to and then assign. There's something else you can do. Let's say I'm doing this today, which is a Monday, but I don't want you to see it until Friday. because it's going to be due next Monday. I can actually, right here, this little arrow, you can schedule it. So I can click schedule and say, okay, let me move this, on Friday, I would like for this to open at 8 a.m. right at class, so they can't see it until later, but you've got it done and you're ready to go. Then you would click schedule and it would post and automatically open up at 8 o'clock a.m. without you doing anything at all. I'm going to go ahead and assign this to my new classroom. So now you can see week 1, we have a back to school form. It tells you its due date. Now students can see this whole entire section when they open up their classroom. So again, that one was an assignment. When you post materials, it doesn't give you a due date. You just put it on there, you put it in a topic, and mostly that's what we do in our locker room is post it as material so that you get it, but it doesn't come with due dates. You can put a quiz assignment and it will create a quiz for you down here that you can start typing in. Again, same ideas over there. You can post a question, and this will give students the opportunity for a short answer so that you can make it interactive with your students as you're going through that. Material reuse post. So if I wanted to reuse something that I posted in any other class, it's thinking because I have a lot on here, I can pick a class that I want to get it from. So let's say I had something in here and I wanted to reuse steps to report an absence. I'd click on it and I'd reuse it. And the exact same thing would pop up. Maybe I want to change the topic. Maybe that's not where I want it. And I might say, I'm going to put that under week 1, and then I'm going to post it, or I'm going to schedule it if I wanted to. And then there it is, steps to report an absence. Everything is there for week 1 for my students. And those are all your options here. First thing I did, remember, was create a topic. And that gave us the big ones here. And then you post all of your work under there. We remember we had adding our students. If you have an aide that you would like in your classroom, you can always add another teacher by the same way, adding your email on there. We are going to ask that you add your direct supervisor and your coach, so that instructional coach, so that we can also help you with things that you need if you'd like. Grades are fun. I can't see any right now, but grades will tell you once they start posting in assignments, you can pull up your students' grades. The stream is the very front page, and this is where you can write announcements and send those to your students and get things out like that. So there's lots of things that you can do within here. Classwork, this is something you can pull up a Google Meet. This will take you to your class calendar or just any calendar that you have. So you can teach students actually how to use that, because it'll take them to their calendar of events for school, and so they can see what is due. Also take them to their class drive folder that you can have for your class. Some other things that you can do in here. We added our class details, but as a teacher, you can go through here and look at what they have. They have invite links, class code, display the code, manage invite codes, show deleted items, generate a meet link. If you want a new one, you want to trade out your, I'll show you. They give you a meet link right here. You can generate a meet link from either spot. Once it's generated, you can always make it visible to students or not visible to students. So let's say I wanted a Meet link, but I'm going to keep it closed so students cannot go on when I'm not there. If you keep it open, students can actually go on the Meet without you. So if you create it, turn it off until you need it. So now, save. So now when I go to my front page, now I have a Google Meet link. This is off. That means the students themselves can't see it. Some fun things to play around with when you're ready. You can change your theme. So right now it was blue. I can either, let's go with sports. Whichever one it is. Changed my theme. You can also upload your own photo and add it there to change and make it more personal. And add your own picture and things to your Google Classroom. So hopefully this is a little helpful just to get you going on your very own Google Classroom. Again, we aren't putting students in right now, but we will, of course, before they start school on Monday. But again, you don't have to add them. They can just give them the code and have that as part of your school procedures in the morning. But there it is. Please let me know if you have any more questions on how to create your class. Thank you.